Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio. It is Thursday, January the 6th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, Billy Briz in the house ready for this Thursday slate. 4 games, lighter card as usual on a Thursday. I'm trying to wipe the taste out of my mouth from Wednesday. It was not the greatest of nights for me Wednesday night with the NBA. Other than the Spurs, other than the Heat, the rest of the card pretty much went to shit for me. I mean, the Brooklyn call was about as bad as we could have asked for. They got off to a brutal start. And just when we think they're taking over and carrying that game and they're going to win and they take the lead and they actually go up by double digits late in the game, we get the old backdoor job in the final seconds there. Brutal for that Brooklyn-Indiana game last night. But that's in the past. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't think anybody else does either. So let's get to it. We got Thursday's NBA slate. We'll start with Boston, New York, the Knicks, 2-point home dogs at Madison Square Garden, 208.5 the total in this game. Keep an eye on lineups. Both of these teams, they've had a lot of different players in and out due to injuries, COVID, the like. But it looks like Julius Randle, who's been at the center of questions about whether he'd be in or out the last few games. It looks like he'll be good to go tonight for the Knicks, which is a good sign. Actually looks like the Celtics, for the most part, should be relatively healthy for this matchup against the Knicks as well for this game. I mean, everybody looks like they're going to be in for them, except for Pritchard, who's been a good player off the bench. Smart will play. Brown, Tatum, Horford, and Robert Williams look like will be available for the Celtics here tonight in this game. Boston, of course, back-to-back for them. They lost to the Spurs last night, 99-97. The Knicks returning, or actually back home again for a second straight home game after beating the Pacers 104-94 in the last game. So it is a little bit of a scheduling advantage for the Knicks. They get the day off in between. Boston beat New York 114-107 at home earlier this year, December, and the Knicks beat them in overtime. The last time these teams played in this building, it was a thrilling game, 137 or 138-134 for the Knicks in overtime. So that was a great game between these two teams. The total's been bet down 210.5 to 208. I might look over the total because we've seen 2 overs with these teams head to head this year. We saw the overtime game flew over the total.
Is this game on TNT? Quick question. Is this game on TNT? Is this the first one on TNT?
I believe it is.
Most
yes.
likely.
Yeah. It's got to be because Clippers Phoenix is the only late game. So this is definitely.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're flowing.
No, that's all right. It's a good question. Yeah, it's a TNT game tonight. This one, their usual Thursday doubleheader. So yeah, it's a TNT game. I lean to the over here with where it is 208.5. That's not asking a lot to get an NBA game over that kind of number these days. And like I said earlier this year, the first game had 272 points, and the second meeting had 221 points. Both of them would have clearly gotten over this number. So that's what I like here is over 208.5. I'd lean slightly to New York, but probably not enough to take them. Boston's still the better team in my mind. Dutch, what do you think here? Celtics, Knicks?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I was just hitting that plane. Accoutrements get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Share the video as well. Big shout out to our guy Zachary, Dan Kelly, Hoops, Mr. J Money in the chat. I see you, bro. The heavy hitter.
Shout out to the bro.
Yeah, man. Anderson, Don, Sam Comer, every day. Love the energy, my guy. Big shout out to you. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a lot on this. This is really the only game. I mean, I like a little bit on this card, but this is the one that stand out to me. And of course, shout out to the boss, Mr. Slaughter, the Don of Pub Sports Radio. But yeah, we're going right back to the window with Jaylen Brown. JB, he going to do it, man. Over 2.5 threes. We got it at 105 last night. It's 120, little juicy, but it's right there where, pretty much at my cap, the 120. So we're going to load up on that. I really like this. Look, he's went over. We know we were on it last night. We went over everything. He's went over this number 3 straight. Last night versus the Suns, he had 4 threes, versus the Spurs, he had 4 threes. Last 2 meetings this year versus the Knicks, he has 13 threes, 13 of 27 from the field in the 2 games he's played versus the Knickerbockers this year. This motherfucker loves seeing New York, and we know he loves chucking it. 9 to 10 attempts a game. That'll continue. A 3-piece from my man Jaylen Brown is easy money. Now, I also look, I think this game, honestly, from a side perspective, is an exotic backwood. Like, I wouldn't hit this motherfucker. I mean, I'm tempted to. And I do think the Celtics are the better team off a loss. And they are 4-1 ATS last 5 in New York. So they handle the trip to New York fairly well. But they are 0-4 ATS last 4 as a favorite. Not something I want to, really get in the way of. But then we look on the other side of the Knicks, 0-7 ATS last 7 as a dog, 0-5 ATS last 5 as a home dog. And, the people going in and out. So I don't really have a play on the side, to be honest with you. But I will look for Julius Randle. My man Ian touched on it a little bit. He's back. Looked really good, 30, 16, and 4, 12 of 20 from the field. And he was one of these cats that actually had no symptoms from the COVID. He looked at it as like a break. He said simply he was at the house chilling, vibing out, didn't feel like it was quarantine, hanging out with his fam in Dallas. And he was just enjoying himself, felt like it was like a mini break. And you could see it in the game against Indiana. Looked a lot more comfortable, looked refreshed. So simply hit the refresh button on over the COVID shit. So we're going to go over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Also minus 120. He had 29 and 7 in the first meeting, 35, 9 and 8 in the second this year. So I look for him to continue to eat. And Julius,
you got my card, What you got the same exact card as me, man? I'm right there with you, man. I'm loving it.
Hey, man, I told you I like this. These are the two plays I really like, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we on the same strands then.
Is that true?
Don't
Jay
go
Money
in
was
too hard on the other team, and we'll be all right.
I was gonna say, is that true?
Usually we be arguing and shit, but like, nah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
that's Jay Money. That's the homie. Appreciate you, bro.
Jay Money, there he is. Wow, good stuff. We got to have him on the show at some point.
Contractually,
he's obligated or whatever. That's the only hesitation. But because I know he's got things going on at other places. But, yeah, we'd like to have Jay Money on here if he can do it down the road. Join the Pub Hub. Love to have him if he can join us here on the show. But yeah, and Jeff Slaughter in the house, the owner of the channel, the king of the castle here when it comes to Pub Sports Radio.
Dog, man. That AC Milan money was fucking lovely today, man.
There he goes. He's
talking
like
about I'm walking in fucking on sunshine on this NBA card. We rolling around with free money.
There you go.
I hold that shit back, man. Fuck around and lose some shit in fucking golf, man. I got a lot of golf bets going on.
Yeah, you lost me at AC Milan there, Billy, with that. So I can't tell you anything about that. But nevertheless, AC what, huh? Yeah.
AC Milan.
Soccer?
Yeah,
wow.
that's that real shit, but man,
yeah.
That's the real making money shit. That fucking soccer shit. That Italian soccer.
There are a lot of people that do wealth betting soccer. Slaughter does actually with those parlays.
You just jump in the car and fucking cash the ticket, man.
That's all that matters, right? Doesn't matter what the sport. Cricket doesn't mean if it's ping pong.
I'm not betting no cricket, bro. Not betting
any of that.
That's where the line gets drawn.
Even you have your limits. Yeah,
I'll tell you a quick story. One dude came in the Discord one time, and he was rapping some beach volleyball shit during the Olympics, and he was convinced, bro, about this Serbian shit. Tailed him. Bro, I never lost so much money in my life, and I'll never tail somebody like that again. So you got to come with some facts.
Yeah, but Jeff Slaughter mentioned the contest, so make sure you get involved with that as well.
Hashtag we be pubbing.
The contest, hashtag we be pubbing in the chat. Just type it in, hashtag we be pubbing, and you'll have a shot to win $100 right here at the end of the show. So there you go. And one of you will be a lucky winner when it's all said and done. So use that hashtag we be pubbing in the chat here on the NBA Pub Hub. All right, good stuff. So we're off and running. Wham, what do you like here? Boston, New York.
Yeah, man, this game is, I think it's kind of interesting. Like you mentioned, it is TNT game. So who's going to get that love? Who's going to get that national televised love? Is it going to be the guys in the Garden, the Knicks with Boston? Obviously, it's a big rivalry here. We know the rivalry there. Knicks have covered 4 of the last 5 home games in the first half. We know that was a good trend last year. Both of these two teams over the last 5 games been holding opponents under 49 points in the first half over the last 5 games. I think these teams play a little bit defense. I kind of think the under here, even though it could be a little bit of, I don't know if it's a square play here, but I could kind of see the under being the spot here. Obviously, the total's dropping here, so it makes sense there. But as far as this side, I think it is an exotic backwood, but I do kind of lean the first half with the Knicks here, man. I think the Knicks may be able to, catch these guys off guard here. And I agree with you, though, Dutch. I think JB going to keep getting his, bro. He's going to get the attempts for sure, so he should be able to get that.
All right, good stuff. Billy, how about you, Boston, New York?
Yeah, I'm shocked nobody's talked about this yet, man. If it wasn't for the problems that they're having in their backcourt for New York, I would be all over New York in this spot. But you're getting no Derrick Rose, no Kemba Walker. Both of them have been playing pretty well. And then that right there. Like
Alec Burks and a
who the
one-trick pony and
fuck
Fournier
is
is your
starting
backcourt.
at point guard, bro.
Yeah.
And RJ Barrett looked real good in that last game. So I don't know, but you know what the deal is. Julius Randle on primetime television. I want my money on Julius Randle. And then also on the Knicks side, I'm fucking with some Alex Burks today, man. Even though the Celtics defense is a little bit tough, I think he's going to play point guard and he's going to get a lot of usage tonight. He's going to play about 30 minutes, man. And at that point, man, we just got to have him hit some shots. I was in the spot here yesterday talk about some Tyler Hero stuff. My man went 1 for 10 and gets ejected out the game. I mean, that's the type of variance you can buy into the prop. But I'm with Dutch when he was saying the sides of the exotic backwood. Like, I'm not trying to pick a side in this game. I'm gonna play my Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes, and then I'm gonna looking at this Julius Randle prop on FanDuel -125 double. I think that's a little bit low hanging fruit, or over 30.5 points and rebounds. We're gonna figure it out, and then I kind of like what Wayne was talking about, the under, because I was looking at the under New York Knicks first half team total, 51.5, but it was a little juiced at -165. But that sounds like some calculations that you got to do post show or something. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the under in the first half though.
You know what I like too from a prop standpoint for the Knicks is Fournier over 11.5 points. It's not
You
much.
could play Fournier. I'm not playing Fournier. I'll play RJ Barrett before Fournier.
32 he had against Boston in both games head-to-head against the Celtics.
Go ahead and play
This is
Fournier.
his old team.
I'm telling you, bro. Go ahead and play Fournier. Remember you was talking to Dean Wade thing, and I said, Dean Wade, I'm telling you, you could play Dean Wade. What did you go out there? Did shitty. Don't put him play Fournier.
Billy might have something there with the team total for Knicks. 5 out of 14. 5 out of 19 games that they had so far has been the team total under at the house. So those games that they had at the house, 14 times it hit the under. That's a lot of that's a big deal right there. That's a good one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, because you're it feels like you were on the show yesterday without being on the show, because he was talking about the Mavericks team total under. And bro, I don't be betting unders. Like, it's just something that pops out. I write it down, see where you guys' heads are at. And Ski was talking about the Mavericks team total under, and that shit was an easy casher. And I wish that was the only play I played yesterday, because I was fucking around with some shit and got burnt.
Look, he got goose egged the last game. I get it. That's not good if you're Fournier, but I think he'll be better. And like I said, he had 32 in both of the games against Boston.
I don't know, though. It's like New York doesn't even like Fournier like that. Like, Quickly's like the home.
That's all he does for you, though. Shoot
like, Fournier's the
scoring.
type of guy that hits shots on the road when they're playing the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with Fournier. He has to hit him early, or else Tibbs will pull his ass, because he's a defensive liability. But if he strokes a couple early, he'll be out there.
And you got to think he's going to be motivated to do that. Nobody likes having zeros, like Sam Mitchell, the old press conference with the Raptors usually goes 0-0. I see guys on the stat sheet 0-0-0-0-0 on their stat sheet. Nobody likes to see that. So Fournier's got to make amends for 0 points in the last game for the Knicks. We'll see if he can do that tonight. All right, Golden State, New Orleans. We've got the Warriors, 1-point road favorites, 2-11. And you think, what the hell's going on with the Warriors only laying a point to the Pelicans? Well, then you see the injury report, and you quickly realize why they're only laying a point here to the Pelicans. No Steph Curry, no Draymond Green. Klay Thompson is coming back this weekend, but it's not going to be tonight in this game against the New Orleans Pelicans. So definitely a shorthanded, depleted Warriors team against the Pelicans, who are certainly the healthier team, and actually is in the better scheduling spot as well. Extra rest. They played on Tuesday against Phoenix. They lost by 13. The Warriors played Dallas last night. We said Dirk Nowitzki night. Watch out. It's going to get that Mavericks team all riled up. And that's exactly what happened. 99-82. I figured, you're going to get a good performance from the Mavericks. They don't want to lose on Dirk Nowitzki's big night. And they played a really good defensive game. They frustrated. I didn't know the Warriors. I know some teams like the Suns have made Curry look bad in certain games. I didn't know the Mavericks were capable of doing that. They made Curry look pretty bad the other night against Dallas. So that was a good win for Dallas. Back-to-back Warriors depleted here. I don't have a play on the side. I mean, obviously there's a reason the Pelicans have gotten the money. I mean, Golden State's really shorthanded, and they might mail this in kind of like what they did against Toronto. I think Wiggins is someone you got to target from a prop standpoint. Usage, shot volume, points. I mean, who's going to score for the Warriors now with who you're missing? You'd think Andrew Wiggins has to be one of the guys that steps up. Jordan Poole's going to do a lot of the offensive, pull a lot of the load offensively for the Warriors. But Wiggins, I think, is also going to have to be someone that you have to try to rely on here to improve and take more shots tonight in this game. And it's not like the Pelicans are a great defensive team. They're still a pretty bad team. So it probably is a good night to target Wiggins in a prop, 21.5 with the points. You could go in that direction for sure, because you got to pick up the slack of no Steph tonight for the Warriors. And I think Wiggins, Poole, you could go with Poole props too, probably as well. Those are the guys that are going to have to pick it up for the Warriors offensively tonight. Dutch, what do you think here, Warriors and Pelicans?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Ray Charles. Polly Walnuts, I see you, my dude. Jay Peasy, as always, muchly appreciated. Jared, I see you. Yeah, when it comes to this game, man, you touched on a lot, yeah. To be honest with you, I probably would bet the Pelicans if I had to right now. I mean, without Draymond and without Steph, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really believe that had anything to do with the Mavericks defense last night with Steph. Steph looked shook. I don't know what the fuck he are. I don't know. I don't want to comment on his personal life, but he don't look right. Motherfucker missed like 14, 15 shots in a row. And if you look at him, he looked a little hesitant. Like, he shot a 3-foot footer and it almost got stuck in the backboard, like in the rim. Like, I ain't never seen no shit like that. But, yeah, Steph, do better. Now he got a thigh contusion or some shit. He's out tonight. I don't know what the fuck's wrong. But get right, because that's not the Steph I come to know. Yeah, that was a little frustrating. It was a rough night last night. You know what I'm saying? Touch knife sort of night was not good. And then, yeah, the Mavericks was a good piece. I missed that Luka with the assist by the hooker. But, yeah, back to tonight. We'll look at Big Val to get us paid, to be honest with you. I'm going over 17.5 points, minus 105, over 11.5 rebounds, minus 115. Big Val will eat. If you watched the game last night, all they got is Looney, man. They really only got Looney, nothing else, and Draymond is not going to be out there as well. So you tell me who they got down there to get rebounds and to stop Big Val. Give him 35 minutes plus. I don't like the 30 minutes. I don't like the 30. I want 35 out there for Big Val. He will eat. Last meeting, he had 20 and 15. Went over this number the last two games and also averaging 18 and 12 on the season. So Big Val should get us 20 and 15 easy.
Yeah, and that was the best bet for me on Tuesday. JV over 29.5 points and rebounds on this show, and that couldn't have been any easier. 25 and 16. He had 41 combined points and rebounds the other night for the Pelicans, and he's obviously going to be someone I think that you can look at again tonight from a prop standpoint for the Pelicans in this game. How about you, Wham? What do you like here, Golden State, New Orleans?
Yeah, man, I like this game a lot, and I do have action on this game. I'm going back to the well with the team total over for New Orleans here. We hit it the last game, and we're going to go right back to the well with it again. This is going for its 8th time in a row. This has this hit. It's hit 8 out of the last 10 times for the team total over. You're getting without Steph in a lineup where the opponents gets a little boost in offensive rating, goes from 101.7 to 107.4. And then also, as far as you look at the offense for the Warriors, like you would say, I would think more towards the Pelican side here. The offense drops 10 points on offensive rating with Steph out of the lineup here. So you think they're maybe going to be missing a lot than we're accustomed to seeing. You know, they're going to get Clay back, so maybe they're trying to get arrested Steph for Clay's return. So that makes a little bit more sense there. But in this game here, I believe it's just only spot to go here. Just back the Pelicans. I like the team total over here, 104.5. That's the way I got action on here on this game.
Yeah, and when you look at the recent performances of the Pelicans, 110, 104, 113, 108, 112, they've been finding their way to points, the last several games. And it's the other end of the floor where they have their issues, the Pelicans. But with Ingram back, look, makes them better offensively, and they've got JV in the low post. Devontae Graham's the wild card at the point guard spot. He can be great some nights. He'd be absolutely terrible other nights. But you get something from him, helps you even more if you're the Pelicans. Billy, what about you here? Warriors, Pels.
Yeah, this one's a little bit weird, man. I kind of am more enamored by the Pelican props than the actual Warrior props because I don't know what I'm going to see with the Warriors tonight without Curry on the floor. I guess Babano's kind of right. You kind of want to go with Wiggins, but me and Wiggins, nah, man, I can't. Draymond maybe, but Draymond's numbers aren't that good without Curry. It looks like he just doesn't care. So is it like Jordan Poole night? We'll see once the props come up for Jordan Poole, but that's probably the route I'll go for the Warriors. And then on the Pelican side, we're going to talk about my Villanova boy real quick, man. Josh Hart's been smashing of recent. I'm looking at his points and rebounds, minus 120. And then I think there's a little bit of value, plus 200, double-double. He's been going in. Let me pull this up real quick. I think it's 3 games in a row, 9, 11, 11, back-to-back for rebounds, 15, 15, 14 for points since he's came back. He's been looking good, man. And I'm looking at Devontae Graham over 3.5 assists, kind of juicy at minus 165. Overall, man, I might end up same game parlaying the props in this game, though, because I like a lot of the props in this game. And I don't know if I want to be betting all these singly, but I'm kind of with Wham, though, man. I'm going to definitely tell you on that Pelicans team total over 130.5. I like that without Curry.
Yeah, keep in mind, I want to mention something because I saw it on the NBA show earlier today. DeMar DeRozan got interviewed on the ESPN show earlier. I usually don't like the situation where a player from a certain team gets interviewed. That usually means you don't want to bet on that team in the next game. Sometimes it's a curse. Like they come on national television because they're playing well and the team's playing well. And then oftentimes they could do the interview, and then after that they shit the bed and they have a bad game and the team loses. So I worry about that for Chicago. We'll talk about that more tomorrow night. They're playing Washington. So just one of those bad voodoo vibes type of deals I have with these players that do the interviews on television. It's almost like, their press clippings are getting to their heads about how good they are. So I worry about that for DeMar and those Bulls tomorrow night. Just one of those sixth sense things that I've noticed. I mean, I remember Randall came on the show, I think last year at one point, and the game after that, they had their worst game, the Knicks, right after that. So it's almost like it's a bad sign. It's kind of like the Manning cast in football. A lot of the players that have been on that, they have a bad game the next week. So it's almost like that television curse or something along those lines. All right, good stuff. Detroit, Memphis next game. Memphis, 12.5-point home favorites, 218 the total in this one. Man, foolish of me to trust Detroit. They have a couple of nice games, beat San Antonio in overtime. They beat the Bucks, although that's not as impressive. Toronto beat them last night as well, so Milwaukee's kind of struggling, and they had no Giannis last night. And Detroit getting not just beaten by Charlotte, I mean, beaten down. I mean, that was ugly for the Pistons last night in that game, 140-111. They get trounced by 29 points. I would look over the total here in this game. Detroit's trended that way, and Memphis hasn't, but I could see Memphis maybe being a little bit sleepy here after back-to-back home wins, or road wins rather, in consecutive nights against Brooklyn and Cleveland, maybe a little lacking on defense. I would lean over the total. I would lean here to Memphis too. I mean, they're just playing at a very high level right now. I thought even in a bad spot, I was talking about it, thought it was a really tricky spot for them after the big win against Brooklyn, and they still went on the road the very next night against the Cavaliers, and they beat them outright as underdogs. So this is a really good Memphis team right now. They're one of the hottest teams going. They're looking to extend their winning streak to 6-7 straight wins if they can win this game tonight, which they should be able to. I would lean over, and I would lean Memphis here, a first half full game split. I think it's a tough spot for Detroit. I know they're not feeling good and embarrassed after last night, but Memphis may not be the team you want to play right now on the second night of a back-to-back. Dutch, what do you think here? Grizzlies hosting the Pistons.
Yeah, man. I got H-Town saying Memphis trifecta. Yeah, I mean, that'd probably be the only way I'd look. Yeah, Mark, Nick, that Luka the Don. You couldn't get us one more, bro. That was a little tough. Unfortunate. Yeah, Keith's in the double-double on Josh Hart as well. A lot of love for Josh Hart in the chat on rebounds and points of the Pelicans game. But yeah, this is a backwood for me. I can only look Memphis early and often, but I won't be betting this game.
Yeah, and what goes up must come back down. You sometimes see that in the stock market. If you are selling stock in Sadiq Bey last night, you did a good job getting out when you did. You knew he wasn't going to keep doing what he was doing. I mean, he had 34 points against Milwaukee, he had 32 against the Knicks. He had 11 points last night against Charlotte. So, playing above his head. No, he's an improving, solid piece for Detroit, but he was playing above his head a little bit the few games there and came crashing back down last night against the Hornets, just 11 points in that blowout loss. Wham, how about you here, Detroit, Memphis?
Yeah, man, this is a tough spot for the Detroit Pistons, like you mentioned there, Babano. Road and road, back to back sucks, man, for any NBA team, especially a young team that doesn't really find their strides through the adversity. Like you have said as well, it should have been a good game for Sadiq Bey yesterday, but he didn't push it off. There, Cade that got his done. You know what I'm saying? Those people that bet this 3-point prop for him, he's a possible look again today. I think he still could get over his 3-point prop. If you're getting about 2.5 or maybe 1.5 at minus money, big favorites there. But in this game, it's a backwood as well for me. I don't have any action on this game, but if I was to bet anything, it got to be Memphis here. It's a tough spot for a team that's young and a team that needs a win. This kind of be like free stats, like I like to say, for some of these NBA players. This is a lot of stats here that could be accumulated here from John Moran, the boy. So I think Memphis probably is live.
All right, Billy, anything here? Anything props you like here? Detroit, Memphis.
Shouts to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that hashtag WeBePubbing.
Yep.
I'm pulling a Dutch on this one because that shit's a backwood. How the fuck you betting on a Detroit Pistons and Memphis Grizzlies game? I'd rather take a golf shot than bet this game, man.
There you go. Backwood. A decisive, a definitive, an authoritative
backwood. And I would probably bet the under on John Morant props, but too many people are out to be fucking around with that shit, man.
Yeah, and someone
excuse my language. Maybe some kids are watching and stuff like that, but nah, bro, I can't play this game, man.
It's a tough one. I agree with that. Yeah, Zachariah in the chat, Cade might sit.
I would, if anything though, I would probably if you're one of those people that like doing a bunch of long leg parlays or whatever, and you're just looking for a team just to bring it down maybe 20 cents. Yeah, the Grizzlies probably going to beat the Pistons, but you're going to pay for the price tag.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely. It feels like a lot of points. That's the only issue here with laying 12.5 with Memphis. It feels like we should be laying it against a bad spot for Detroit here, but Memphis on fire. But it's one of those you get a little sketchy, or you get a little bit of an unsettling feeling here, maybe laying this many with Memphis in this kind of spot. All right, final game of this Thursday card is LA Clippers taking on the Phoenix Suns. You got the Suns 10.5-point home favorites, 221 the total in this game. The Suns 16-4 straight up on their home floor this year, yet only 10-10 against the spread at home. And obviously, if they're going to cover in this game, they got to win by a pretty substantial margin. They've won 3 of their last 4, beating New Orleans by 13. They crushed Charlotte on the road, 133-99. They had a pretty surprising loss to Boston on New Year's Eve, but then they crushed Oklahoma City in their last home game, 115-97, back on December 29th. They should be able to play pretty well here. The Clippers certainly have a ton of personnel issues themselves. Paul George is out until at least the later part of this month. Ivica Zubac still looks like he's going to miss this game. It looks like we could see Nick Batum, though, for the LA Clippers tonight. It looks like he's going to be back in the lineup for the Clippers tonight. But you got Serge Ibaka filling in at the starting 5 spot, starting center spot tonight for the LA Clippers. We'll see if he can give them some valuable minutes. We know it's not the Ibaka of a few years ago, but they're hoping to get something out of him. He was better against Minnesota, 17 points for him in that game. The last one he was in there for the Clippers, even though the Clippers lost that game 122-104. He played pretty well for the Clippers. Clippers now have gone over the total in 3 straight games. We'll see if that trends that way here. Defensively, I mean, they've given up 40 of 96, 42 of 97, 49 of 93 shooting in their last 3 games to the Raptors, the Nets, and the Wolves. It's not very good. I would lean a little bit to the over here, maybe a first half full game over split. A lot of points, though, to be laying with Phoenix in this spot. I don't know if I want to. You are getting the Clippers off a blowout home loss. You'd expect them to play better. Suns do have a big game with Miami as well coming up on deck. That's on Saturday. So, will you see Phoenix go full bore here for 48 minutes? And they're going to have to if they're going to cover this kind of number. So it just feels like from a spot perspective, it's a Clippers spot, but they're not better than Phoenix, and they're not better than by a wide margin than Phoenix. So yeah, it's a Clippers spot, but it doesn't mean I have to bet it. So it's probably going to be a backwood for me with just a lean to the over. Dutch, how about you? Clippers, Suns.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to our guy Robert Cherry, just getting healthy from COVID. Good to hear, my dude. And I'm on that Cushman's, my guy. Yeah, man. This game, I look Suns, bro. This is a clear Sun spot to me, actually, I believe. First half and full game. The six was real nice. I believe it's like 6-0 hooker now, first half. But yeah, I like the Suns here. And the reason why I do like the Suns, well, simply it's the motherfucking Clippers. But they did lose in LA. They had that little trip to LA, 3.5-point favorites, and they lost by 16. The Clip shot without their big guys, without the horses too, and even without more now as well. The Clippers, the Clips shot 55% in that game, 43% from the three. They out rebounded them, and the starters in that game outscored the Suns 84-50, led by Marcus Morris with 24 and 11. That shit ain't happening again. We know CP3 don't like the motherfucking Clippers. He gonna handle it. And don't look now, but Bismack Biyombo is back doing shit. Hey, a little tough guy off the bench. What did I say about Phoenix? They soft, right? Without DA, they're soft. They go out and get Bismack Biyombo, motherfucker get 16-6, just doing this thing. And he throws his weight around. Something you need it on your team. Someone that ain't scared to foul somebody. So I like that addition. A very nice addition to bring out the bench, to be honest with you. And I just think this is a beautiful thing right here for Phoenix to smack them early and often. They're playing good ball, too. Last two games, they've looked like the Phoenix that we've come to know early in the season.
Yeah, definitely. Phoenix, one of my favorite teams. Right now, there's no question. They're fun to watch. We made good money with them. A lot of us last year, and so far this year, they've shown no let up. I was worried maybe a hangover after getting to the finals and losing last year, but that hasn't been the case with the Suns. Very impressed what I've seen from this team. No question about that. And I like that you bring him up, actually, Dutch. Bismack Biyombo, B squared. That's his nickname, B squared. For the Phoenix Suns. This guy is just all out energy. Like he gives you toughness, physicality, defense, rebounding, and just really can, when your team is like, going through the motions and stagnant and, things aren't going well, just a couple of rebounds and some defensive plays, some blocks. Those are the kind of things that can get the energy level back up again. Biyombo brings you that whenever he's on your team. So I like seeing that. And I like that he's part of the rotation now for the Suns. Wham, what do you think here? Phoenix hosting the Clippers.
Yeah, I am definitely in agreement with you guys in this spot. I don't want anything to do with the Clippers here, even though it could be a good spot for them. This is probably the best spot that they're going to have for their next upcoming schedule. They are on a pretty rough schedule without Paul George in his next few weeks here. I still think that this the Suns team, like you mentioned, man, I mean, is it plug and play with the damn big man? Like, maybe we don't even need 8 Nas. That's why we don't pay him. We could just plug and play Bismack Biyombo in here and do what the fuck we want to do. That's just funny as hell.
Out here too, man. Y'all giving disrespect about my boy.
I'm just saying. It's funny as hell. It's just funny to mention. Well, as far as this game, though, I think you guys are hitting the, saying everything that I'm going to say here. As far as the Suns, just a better team here. You're getting a team that's bottom 10 in effect, bottom 10 in turnover percentage in the Clippers, especially without these guys that you really normally would need in the lineup to beat a team like Phoenix. Even though they don't have Aiden, I still think they got way more than enough guys to win this by margin here. So I am definitely leaning here, Phoenix here. I haven't bet this game, but this is definitely one of the things I'm thinking of adding on here is Phoenix here, full game. I think they just come out here and wire to wire this team like you guys mentioned. Maybe first half as well be an addition here, but I think the Clippers just going to be overwhelmed. This team is going to be a little bit more efficient, which they have been over the last 5 games. You're seeing this team and the Clippers just struggling, man. Defending has been tough for them. I think they're bottom 5. I think you may have mentioned that as well, Ian. As far as their offensive defensive rating, they're bottom 5 there. Bottom 10 in that aspect at 19th for the season here, for the last 5 games. I think it's even going to get worse, bro, within the next few games. It could be a good spot for them, but this is the only option here. You know what I mean? Like, the beat up on a team that's already better than you, I don't see it, bro. So I like the Suns here.
All right, liking the Suns here in this one. All right, Billy, how about you? Clippers, Suns.
Yeah, y'all talking about Bismack Biyombo. I'm kind of on Jalen Smith, man. He kind of got lucky that Jalen Smith got in foul trouble last game, but we kind of knew that one was coming a little bit. We talked about that on the show. We're talking about Jalen Smith was going to have a little bit of problems against Joe Val. Just the way Joe Val plays and that type of young type of kid, those two things don't really match up. But now you get a great matchup against the Clippers tonight, who are one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, with Zubac on the floor. Then you take Zubac off the floor. Then you have Baca and Amir Coffey. Nah, bro. Give me Jalen Smith. He's going to get it done in early. They're going to give the young kid minutes. It's minus 130 for a reason, but over 22.5 points and rebounds here for Jalen Smith.
All right.
So you know
Jalen
what
Smith.
that means. You can hit the double-double. So you're going to have the odd shot for the double-double. One thing I will say about the double-double, even though we say the words double-double, the books have been catching on. The most popular thing that's been bet on in the last week and a half to start off 2022 has been NBA player props. So with that being said, you're going to have to start same-game parlaying these and getting a little bit of value, maybe taking 10.5 points with the 9.5 assists or something like that. And you'll get better odds and stuff like that because the books are starting to bring down these double-double odds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, eventually books are slower to
They
react.
got fucked up last week on double-doubles, bro. I'm talking Bradley Beal plus 550, crazy, man.
And as soon as they lose one or two bad decisions with some of those props with double-doubles at plus numbers, they're going to heavily adjust and quickly, and they're going to move fast.
Yeah, but if you same-game parlay it, you'll get back the value.
Yeah, which is definitely an option that's going to be good for the money you're going to be able to accumulate should it cash.
21 bet is tough enough. Fuck that.
Yeah, definitely.
I hear you with the juice though.
Yeah. So
but why would you? All right. So for example, right, if you're taking a Julius Randle prop, or Julius Randle is a bad example. Let's say
I'm gonna bet that because
I'm taking that. Let's say you're taking the Jalen Smith prop, right? Why wouldn't you just bet the double-double, bro? If his rebound prop is at, you guys do this shit with Halliburton all the time, but he's just not a good shooter, I guess. But for example, Jalen Smith tonight, his points and rebounds is at 22.5 at minus 130, but his double-double prop is at plus 145. Why wouldn't you just bet the double-double prop? Ideally, I hope he would get over 9.5 points, but
right. But we weren't arguing that. I was arguing the parlay shit that he's talking.
It's the same game. It's just called a same game parlay, bro. It's the same when you bet a double prop, bro. It's a same game parlay. If he doesn't get the points, you're not going to cash the shit. It's the same game parlay. It's just different vocabulary.
In theory, yeah, in theory, because it's very likely that both the points and the whatever other end of that double is.
Oh, I thought you were saying parlaying it with
the
Suns to win or something.
Nah, you got to go dig just a deeper level.
You say that parlay.
If you're going to play a double, why wouldn't you just play the same game parlay?
Yeah, and plus you get a good.
If you're going to offer it, why wouldn't you just take the points and assists or points and rebounds?
Yeah.
Better odds.
Yeah, I don't know. This Cushman got me where I need to be. I don't know, but let's go.
Hey, I know y'all betting NBA sides. We over here smacking these fucking double player.
That's what Ski already does. Ski does
they're all plus money.
I will always bet a double at even money or a plus price over points and rebounds or points and assists props. If the price for the double is like even money or plus price.
Betting sides and overs. We hit some plus money on these.
Like tonight, I like
golf odds on fucking NBA props.
Yeah, but it's minus 125 everywhere. So I just took the points and points at 105, and then the rebounds at 115. Save the juice because they're trying to get me. So that's what I like to do. But I hear you.
Yeah, Dutch might be
fried. G Martinez, he said use a different word than parlay, please, bro. Literally on the book, like for example, FanDuel, BetMGM, DraftKings. To be able to do that, the setting says same game parlay. I'm talking about the setting.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying about It's usually how they phrase it, but good stuff. But
if you don't understand that shit, you probably shouldn't be betting that shit, man.
Jalen Smith,
sides and overs and props.
The key is getting him out of or not in foul trouble, which did get him in trouble the other night. So if he stays on the floor, he should be the one that gets the most minutes in that spot. So he should be on a better trajectory to try to get that prop cash tonight with Jalen Smith. But like I say, I like the spot for the Clippers, but they're just not good enough for me to trust them right now. Especially with their defensive game that's totally gone south the last 5 games. 4 of the last 5 games, they've been ripped defensively at that end of the basketball court, the LA Clippers, which is why I lean to the over. I probably will have a small bet over 221 in the game tonight with the Clippers and Suns. Great stuff with Dutch, Wham, and Billy on this Thursday. Great discussion with the 4 games. 282 live viewers in the chat right now. Hit the like button. We appreciate that very much. And remember, we be pubbing. Hashtag we be pubbing. Get in there. The show's going to end in the next 5 minutes or so. Get that hashtag we be pubbing typed in the chat and have a chance to win $100 right here if you do that. So make sure you get on that right away. We got best bets. We got Dutch's freshest look coming right up after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, and karaoke at Southtown 101. Manscaped promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0, any Manscaped product at 20% off with promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, great time of year with NBA, college basketball, NHL, NFL playoffs as well coming up. Sign up for an account, MyBookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. And the Pub Rub, there it is, $14.99, or get 2 of them for $25 on the website. Check it out at pubsportsradio.com. All right, it's time for Best Bets, Dutch's freshest look to wrap it up for a Thursday. Dutch, we'll start with you. Freshest look, what do you got?
All right, man, let's go. Freshest look, we're going to the NY. Got to get right. We're going back to J.B. Brown. Yeah, that's right. Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes, minus 120. That's good money.
There we go. To get it done here, Jaylen Brown, Celtics, freshest look for Dutch. Wham, best bet.
Best bet for me, make sure I'm unmuted here. It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans over 1.5. I'm sorry, 104.5. I can get it out. Team total over for the New Orleans Pelicans, 104.5 points. It's basically Steph Curry out the lineup. It's a 15-point difference for offensive rating for both opponents and Golden State. I think it's going to be off the floor here. You're going to see this team struggle, and I think that you're going to see this other team bubble. Let's win bubble out here, man. Let's New Orleans Pelicans over 105 at least. You know what I'm saying? At least 105. Let's get it.
There you go. A little struggle and bubble from Wham here.
Yeah, there you
this
go.
one
There you
with
go.
the Warriors and the Pelicans. His best bet for tonight, the Pelicans team total over. The Pelicans. Let's get the job done here and score some points tonight. All right, Billy, what do you got for best bet?
You already know, man. I don't mind the Julius Randle double-double, but that's at minus 125. So I'm going to have to take a little same-game parlay here. We're going to take Julius Randle over 17.5 points, parlayed with over 8.5 rebounds at plus 111 at FanDuel. We're going to get this primetime Julius Randle money, baby. Let's go. Fuck that minus 125. I want the plus money.
All right, there you go. Julius Randle for the Knicks for best bet there for Billy Briz. And I'm going to go props tonight for best bet, player prop. Andrew Wiggins over 21.5 points. Someone's got to score more with Curry out, and it's official. Not that we didn't doubt it before that Curry's out. He definitely is out now. So it's going to be more on, obviously, Poole. Poole over 19.5 points. I think that's probably a good bet too, but especially Wiggins. Over 21.5 points. Someone's going to have to pick it up for the Warriors. I think it's probably going to be him here tonight. So Warriors, Andrew Wiggins over 21.5 points for best bet for me on this Thursday card. That's a wrap for the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Remember, hashtag we.
Oh, you had to pick a winner.
Yeah, we do. That's a good point. We got to do that.
You didn't see Slaughter's message. He said, once you say the time is up, that's when the contest is going to end.
There we go. The show is over, so there you go. Now we gotta pick. We gotta pick somebody in the chat. That's right. That's
the
always
show
hard.
is over, so there it is.
Winner is. There we go. All right, the winner is. Let's see. Who's picking it? Am I picking it? Is Jeff picking it? Maybe Jeff will. There he is.
Aaron
Jeff's picking
Escobar.
it. There we go.
Shout out
Aaron
to you, Aaron
Escobar.
Escobar. Appreciate you for watching, bro.
All right. That was a good drum roll, whoever did that. Awesome. There it is, Aaron Escobar. Congratulations. You are the winning contestant on The Price is Right, or whatever you want to call it.
The price is
There
right.
you go. $100.
Right.
Cold hard
You
cash.
be a pub hub, man.
Yep.
I don't know what y'all Canadians be watching.
No. Aaron Escobar. Congratulations, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to Pub Sports Radio. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA Pub Hub. We appreciate it for sure. Thank you very much. Much love to everybody in the chat. 270 live viewers. Hit the like button on the way out. We appreciate it. The movement keeps getting stronger here. Pub Sports Radio, the NBA Pub Hub, and all the shows on the channel. Thanks for joining us. Again, we will be back with you tomorrow for another edition of the show. We got Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart with college basketball. Net profit coming up, top of the hour, 5 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, too, we're starting our Saturday college basketball show, Saturday morning, 10 a.m., net profit. And I'll be part of that. Connor Mack will be part of that. We're twisting Maxwell Smart's arm to try to be on the show as well on Saturdays, but he doesn't do Saturdays, or so I'm told. So we're working on that. We're working on that with him.
Yeah, Max getting called out, man.
Yeah.
Poor Max.
It's got to be said. I mean, we want him on the show.
When he said that to me, I was like,
knowledge
what?
knows
Bro,
no
what do you
bounds.
mean you don't work on Saturdays?
Yeah, he knows no bounds. I mean, the spot's there for him. We got a chair, we got a seat for him at the table Saturday morning with Connor and I. So we're waiting, Max. Hopefully you can
Let's
make
go,
it.
Max. Let's get Max on Saturdays, man.
Yeah,
Hashtag
exactly.
Max on Saturdays.
Yeah, regardless, we'll be here Saturday morning for the college basketball show, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Central. Connor and I for us, and hopefully Max and maybe some others as well, Saturday morning, starting this Saturday. So join us for that. All right, great stuff with Billy, Wham, and Dutch. We appreciate it as always. Thanks for them being on the show as always. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow on Friday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video if you can. Salute to the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.